Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jay. I am the developer for The Perfectionist. So a little backstory on the game itself. This first started back in 2014. There was a indie game contest, and the rules of the competition were that you needed to create a game within a month's time frame. You had to start in the beginning of the month. If I'm not mistaken, it was in June. So from June 1st all the way to the end of the month, you needed to create a game that was under an hour long in length. I did not win the competition. However, this was my first time really going forth and pursuing my dream and becoming a developer. And the game itself was very short. It was within the hour time frame, but I had a lot of great feedback from people who did play it, and one of which was one of my best friends, Mike, and who has actually been a really great influence and has helped a lot with the game, both with play testing, bug testing, and grammar proofing. And he was actually one of the main ones who told me to continue pursuing the game and to build on it. So I did so, and a few years later, The Perfectionist is finally ready for a re-release. And it's about, I'd say, maybe 5 to 10 hours in gameplay, depending on your play style. It's pretty easy to breeze through once you get the hang of it, but for people who love to take their times with games and really explore and like to complete the game, and no pun intended, the perfectionists who love to 100% the game. But yes, it's very enjoyable for those who love sci-fi, JRPGs. It's very familiar ground for those seasoned RPG veterans. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Feedback and commentary is always welcome and highly recommended. Let me just put on the audio and we'll go ahead and start. Why, yes, I would. Alright, and I'll also be doing the voices for some of the characters, so bear with me. Oh, Professor Phillips. I was just getting ready to release Dylan and bring him to his room. Professor? Give the experiment another round of the neuronic pulsar. But Dylan has had enough exposure today. I don't know if he can handle anymore. One more round won't hurt. Do it now! Yes, Professor. Ah! Remarkable, isn't he? Once just a riffraff on the streets who constantly got into fights. But now, thanks to my experiments, he is able to withstand tremendous amounts of pain. Just think about how this could benefit the world. I could be on the verge of creating the ultimate painkiller. What are you sighing about? Oh, don't tell me you feel sorry for him. Miranda, he is a criminal. But he's also a human being like you and I. Like you and I? Don't be such a fool. We are nothing like him, nor the rest of the imperfect experiments in my facility. With all due respect, we are supposed to be a rehabilitation facility so that one day these people may re-enter society. Does she really think I'm going to release these criminals back into civilization? Well, of course, Miranda. However, We must continue our research and experiments in order to finish creating Chemical P, or the perfect chemical. The medicinal benefits that this chemical will offer the world are far too valuable for us to stop now. It will work as a painkiller, an adrenaline booster, a natural steroid, an IQ booster, and so much more. Not to mention that we are too close to finally creating it. Can you imagine 35 years of research finally paying off? 51 criminal specimens that have sacrificed their lives in order to help create this chemical. May I release Dylan now? Fine. Be my guest. I'm going to my room to play my organ. You know, you never did tell me why you love that organ so much. The beautiful and graceful sound it produces. It's perfect? Precisely. Oh, and before I forget, make sure to tidy up around here. It's rather messy. Messy? I spent 3 hours cleaning it today. I don't care. Do it again. I'm so sorry about that, Dylan. So with this game, there's 10 different endings. The S plus rank, which is the best one, of course, it's a little harder to get in that there's a lot to do to get it. One example, with the hard difficulty, essentially Dylan, he's a bit more aggressive and meaner to Miranda, so by the end of this conversation, she decides not to help him out, and he has to wind up venturing on his own, which makes the game a lot harder since some of the enemies that you encounter will definitely be a challenge on your own without any help. On his own, the highest that he can get is a D rank, but of course that can raise depending on what else you do in the game. But the great thing about this game is some of the choices that you make in game, whether it be dialogue choices, saving other inmates, that can affect the gameplay, the difficulty, as well as the ending that you get. For this playthrough, we're going to go with the easy slash middle difficulty, however, and at another point we'll do hard. It's okay, Miranda. It's not your fault. It's that crazy doc. But still. Anyway, let's get you back to your room. Alright. Several hours later. Hey Dylan, just checking up on you. Do you need anything? Miranda, you gotta let me out of here. I wish I could. You know, if I were able to release you, I would. Come on, Miranda. You know the doc is gonna keep experimenting on me until my body just gives out. You're always telling me how you want to escape from this place and have an actual life. What makes you think I don't want the same? Together, we could escape from this horrible place. I gotta admit, I didn't think you'd actually free me. I've had it with these cruel experiments. Besides, no one deserves such horrible treatment. I forgot what it means to live a normal life. I work all day here. I sleep here. Eat here. There's no windows, no fresh air, no freedom. Can't you just leave? No. Unfortunately, the front doors are always locked. Whoa. I didn't think it was that bad. You're as much of a prisoner as I am. I know. Why do you think I've been wanting to leave so badly? But being an employee of the dock, don't you know the access codes to the front doors? No. The professor is the only one who knows the access codes. He's very paranoid when it comes to security. Darn, so we're stuck? Actually, there might be another way out. Go on. Professor Phillips once told me that he keeps 8 code pages spread throughout the facility. Each one has a fragment of the access codes. He does this as a backup in the event of an emergency, or in case he ever forgets the access codes. Wait, but what if he somehow forgets the access codes? What makes him think he'll remember the code page locations? I don't know, but the professor is a very intelligent man, so I'm sure he's thought of something. Anyway, we should start searching for the code pages. Alright, let's go. And there we go. There's our first party member. Helpbot activated. What is that? That's a helpbot. These robots are designed to help, assist, and provide information. That is correct. For example, did you know that you can access your items, objectives, options, and more from the menu by pressing escape? Also, you can run by holding shift. Do you need help with anything else? Yeah, so these little guys are pretty handy. You'll see them scattered around the game. They'll do anything from giving you advice, from helping you free inmates, giving you maps for some of the floors, and as you see here, some tutorials. So the controls, pretty simple, especially for those who have played RPGs before. Enter/A is the makes selection. Escape/B is cancel/open the menu, and shift is run. F4 toggle the full screen. F5 is restart. And menu help, I'll give you a little tutorial myself on how to use it, but it's self-explanatory as well. Okay, yeah, so A here is select, B is back in menu. Press this to toggle the auto run feature. And in case you don't want this little HUD, you just click that. Let's see what we got here. So being this is a sci-fi game, I didn't want to go with the typical RPG route where you have like potions, ethers, and like revives. So instead, for the healing items, we have gels, alpha, beta, and omega. And for the revives, we have defibrillators. And instead of G or gil, we have tokens as the currency. And in the event you forget any of the controls or how to access the menu, we also, you can just go to our items, and right here, we got a helpbot manual. So you can always check the tutorials and such. The menu itself is pretty easy to navigate. Objectives are just your current story objectives and side missions. Items, you got your items, weapons, gear, and key items that you can use. Skills, you get to see what skills your party members have. Dylan, for example, he's more of a bruiser. He's one of the strongest party members, actually second strongest, underneath Trent, who you won't see in the demo. You'll see him in the full version though. Dylan is mainly known for his defense. Due to the experiments that Professor Phillips conducted on him, he has besides the fact that he has a high defense, he also has skills such as Iron Body that allows him to heavily reduce the damage that he's taken. Miranda is not as strong, but she's a really, really good support character, especially in the beginning. She's able to heal you both in-game and in the menu. She can heal you of any status ailments that you may have, such as burn, paralysis, or poison. And she can also whip up other solutions and poison other humans. Okay, equip is where you go to equip your weapons, your gear, and your accessories. Status, you get to check their stats, the resistances to common elements. For example, if she wears a bulletproof vest, her bullet resistance will increase. Party, once you gain more party members, you can cycle around your main party, which is 3 out of the 7. There is an achievement system here as well. Options, saving, and ending a game. So we're going to save for now, and we will continue this on our next video. Thanks for staying. Looking forward to seeing you next time.